A lot of people ask me, what do you like about your truck and what do you hate? So today we're going to be going over the pros and cons of a Dodge Ram 1500 and what I like and what I don't. Pro number one. So when you first get into this truck, you're going to say, wow, this is beautiful. You know, I'm not talking about my truck or anything, but I just love the feeling of sitting in my truck and driving it. So my Bighorn, I got a Bighorn and I got a couple packages added to it. It's got the interior package, so it's got the two-tone black and beige color on the inside. It's got the upgraded sound system, which I'll talk about in a second. Control, it's got the option to manual shift. You know, you got all your Bluetooth, your nice screen here. And one thing about the screen is that I love, it's a perfect size for me. So you can opt to get a bigger package. They come with a it's kind of like a huge iPad just sitting there, and it doesn't come with any of the knobs or anything. Some people are down for the new big touchscreen and everything, but I personally I like having my buttons. So that's one thing I love about my truck is the screen and the capability of this system right here. So when you first you're gonna get in, you're gonna see this word up here that says Alpine. So this truck comes with 10 speakers. It has a 10 speaker surround sound Alpine stereo system. So there's speakers above your head, there's tweakers in the back. You can see the tweakers and everything in the back. It's just you're gonna get into this truck and you're gonna listen to the music, and it's just gonna sound so crisp. It's gonna sound so smooth. It's just beautiful in that way, and I love my truck for that. It's one of my favorite things about my truck is because I go for a lot of drives. I travel a lot for work, so having a nice stereo system is very beneficial for me because I love music. I've always loved music. I always will love music. And the interior and everything on the inside isn't just the speakers that I love about this truck. What else I love about this truck is the room you have. The back seat is probably known as one of the biggest back seats, you know, that you can get in a truck. I've been in Chevs with the extended cab, and I've been in Fords with the extended cab. I just think the Dodge has a bigger back seat and whatnot like that. So for room and for people coming in, and if you're gonna have a full truck, they're gonna be comfortable. I've actually fit 4 people in the back seat, and they've all sat very comfortable in the back seat. I know it's illegal, but you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So that gets to my next topic of the inside. This thing has an ungodly amount of cup holders, which is not a bad thing. So I got the 2 right here. You got the 2 for the passengers in the back seat. You got 2 in the door down there. You got 2 in the door down here. You also got 2 in the doors in the back on both sides. So there's no shortage of cup holders in this truck. Nevertheless, it also comes with a lot of room. So you got multiple compartments. So you got your little compartment here. It's got the Bighorn written right on the side of it. And then you got your compartment down here, your glove box, which there's lots of room in there. I usually keep my manual and whatnot in there. And then that brings me to this. You got your cabinet and stuff up top here. And then you open this up and there's just like a massive hole. So it just digs down deep. One other thing I like, it's cool, I'll probably never use it in my life, but it's just something cool to have, is it has your, you know, tan, cosine, you know, it's something for a working man. Like, it's got your angles, it's got your conversion chart, standard to metric, it's got fraction to decimals. So, you know, I mean, I don't know when you'll use that, but yeah, it's kind of cool. It just adds to the feature of the truck. So mine also has heated seats, and I gotta say, guys, the heated seats in this truck are phenomenal. When this thing turns on and it kicks in quick, you know, there's 3 different levels. It's got for the passenger in the front. And one thing else I love in the winter, because I live here in Canada, is this heated steering wheel. The heated steering wheel is a game changer. You start your truck in the morning, you set your heated steering wheel and your heated seats to come on below a certain degrees temperature, so it's automatically going to turn on. And then this is just, it's just awesome when you're, you know, you just get done cleaning off your truck from snow, you get into your vehicle, your hands are freezing, you put them on the steering wheel, you know, warms them up. It's great that way. You know, you got your auto headlights, which is great. So you don't got to worry about ever turning them on or turning them off. There's the option to change your foot pedals. You can move your steering wheel up and down. You know, a lot of trucks have that, but it's just something that I love. I love the design and the interior of my truck. You know, you can get different packages in the Bighorn where it just comes with solid black or solid gray. I don't got the leather seats, but in my opinion, I'm not really a big fan of leather seats because in the summer we have hot summers and really cold winters, and you know, in the winter the seats get super cold, and in the summer the leather seats get super hot. So this nice vinyl cloth material is perfect for what I need, and that's just in my opinion. So another thing that I love about this truck is they come with the moon roof. So this is the sunroof. This part opens up, the back part stays closed, but it's just awesome to take it all in the summer and the winter and just look out the top. It's something cool. It's something to show off about, and a lot of trucks don't have it these days. Usually some of them will just have the sunroof, but the moonroof really adds that effect to the truck. Another huge pro, and in my opinion probably the biggest pro Dodge has going for them, is their gearing system in this truck. They have a 392 gearing, which is above a lot of trucks. So if you're gonna buy a Ford or Chev, I think the highest gearing you can get in the 1500s without actually asking them for 410 gearings in it like that is 373. So Dodge has a handle over Chev and Ford in that way, so you're going to get more low-end torque, and you're going to be able to fit a little bit bigger of a tire with the same amount of power. It's going to be able to lug the tires a little bit better. So a 392 gearing, they've been doing it since, I know I had a 2003 Hemi, one of the first Hemis that was ever out there, and that also had a 392 gearing in it as well. So right now I have 35s on my truck, and you know, this truck handles great. I can still roast the tires off. Well, a one-wheel peel, we'll get to that in a little bit. And you know, my fuel mileage is still all right, and that's what I love to look for. And so another thing that I love about Dodge is you know, it has in common with the Ford, but with a Dodge, you have your circular wheel wells. So in a Chev, you can fit a leveling kit with, this is a big thing for me because I'm a truck guy and I love the way my truck looks, and I like a mean, aggressive tire. So the thing about a Chev is they have the square wheel wells, so they have a hard time fitting 35-inch tires for the leveling kit. So right now I have 35 by 12.5-inch tires on my truck. No rub at all. They fit perfect, and you know, it just makes the truck just look that much more aggressive, and I love it. And I gotta say, out of all the newer style trucks, I gotta say Dodge did the best job in that way. They just they did a phenomenal job in the design. They finally changed the design after 10 years, and you know, it was definitely an upgrade in that way. But everything, the details and everything that come on this truck are just phenomenal. You know, like they have the very nice tail lights. They're slightly tinted in my version. It's got the big Ram logo on it. It's just a sharp looking truck. You know, you're gonna turn heads when you drive down the road. At least, well, that's what I think anyways. And because I know when I see a truck driving down the road like this, it turns my head. So this truck also has an advantage over a Chev, not necessarily a Ford, but Dodge sits right in the middle of horsepower and torque range. They got 395 horsepower and then 405 torque, which is above a Chev. But no, I love Chevs and everything. That would be my second option. But you know, it's great. It's got the low end power. It's got the torque. It's also got an 8-speed automatic transmission. You know, it just gives you the perfect amount of time. It shifts when you want it to shift. There's no hesitation in the shift, and it's a mean, aggressive sounding shift, and that's what I love about this truck. One other thing about this truck, and this is going to be the last pro I have, is the drivability. This truck is probably one of the smoothest trucks on the road, for one reason being is that it has coils in the front and in the back, and that is also going to be on my con list as well. But it's got coils in the front and the back, so you know, it just moves perfectly. It's got all like the soft suspension that you need. It's great for driving. You're not going to feel stiff. It's going to feel perfect. It's going to be great for driving, and you're going to love the comfortability you get while you're on the road. So that brings me to our cons. So one of the biggest cons in this truck, and I actually hate about it, is the lack of things you can put in the box. And I don't mean by space or how short the box is, I mean by the weight. As you know, as I just mentioned, they have, as you can see there, they have coils in the back, so you're gonna put stuff in the back and it's gonna do that whole like California squat thing. It's gonna drop your box right down, so you're gonna have to, if you are gonna carry a four-wheeler or anything around on long drives, if you don't want it to look, you know, kind of dumb. You're gonna have to opt for getting airbags to stiffen up your back suspension for driving with loads. So that's a big con with this truck that I don't like about it. I know I loaded 4 tires for my buddy. They were 40-inch tires, military tires. They were very heavy. They were on rim, so they were probably around 200 pounds each. And you know, my box did squat about an inch, which I didn't like. But you know what? Driving down the road, didn't notice they were on there. It drove great. But that would be one of the biggest cons that I have to this truck. Dun, dun, dun. So another huge con I have in this truck, and you know what, it might not be a con for a lot of normal drivers, but for me in the winter, I like to have a little bit of fun with the truck. I like to go drifting, and one of the biggest cons in this truck is there's no way to turn off stable track. So I don't have a video describing what it is, but you turn off your traction control, so your traction control is off. But as soon as your truck senses you hit ice or you're drifting too far, it's gonna slam on the stable tracks, and you're gonna get this awful sound from the rear and go which sucks. Chev has an advantage over that. Same with Ford. They can hold down their traction control button and turn off both stable tracks and traction control, so they're actually able to do some fun things. And you know, sometimes it's bad because you're trying to, say if you lose control on the highway and you're trying to regain control, and then all of a sudden you just get this big jerk, and it's the opposite way if you want to go. So that's kind of a shitty thing about it. But you know what, when you're driving, you know, around turns, going into subdivisions, that it really does work. It does keep you straight, and I will vouch for it. It's great. But I like to have a little bit of fun, and you know, the only way to really have a little bit of fun is putting your foot to the floor, because it kind of eliminates the whole stable track thing when you put your foot to the floor. But if you're just trying to give it a little bit of gas, you know, drift a nice little turn, you know, it's not the best for that. And one of the things I've gotten used to, this is another con number 3, is this fucking thing right here. This knob drove me crazy for a little while. I tried it out. You know, I'm getting used to it now. I like it. Sometimes I'll be driving, and if I'm reversing and I'm going into the drive, I'll accidentally come over here and turn up my heat, which is it's not a big deal. But you know, it's always nice to have that feel of a column shifter. You know, like put it in reverse, put it in. You know, I used to leave my hand on it, but now I don't have anything to do that like that, which is probably not a good thing to leave my hand on it anyways. But that is a con for me. I don't like this action of turning. So, but you get over it after a while. And a good feature of this truck is, say if I turn this off and drive, it automatically puts into the park for you, which is kind of cool that way. And nowadays, generally, Dodge trucks are going to go for a little bit more than another truck would. So if I was to buy, say, this Bighorn version, and then I was going to buy the same package in similar to a Chev, in the same package of a Chev, you're probably going to end up paying more for the Dodge. But like I said, I think Dodge has the interior game on point, and I think it's worth it. But you are going to pay a little bit more for Dodge Ram 1500 versus any other 1500 in the same Bighorn, you know, the same category for a Z71. I know my buddy has a 2019 Z71, and it was cheaper than my 2019 Dodge Ram 1500. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Those are my pros and cons of the truck. I hope you enjoyed. If there's anything you guys like to know, please leave this video a like, subscribe. Really help me out. And if you guys ever want to see anything else, just don't be afraid to comment and say, we want to see this, we want to see that. So anyways, guys, enjoy your time at home in this coronavirus season, and stay safe. Peace.